Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Depends on your time and location. This is one of your own Biafra TV. We are live and we are direct this evening to bring you the message of hope. That is why we're here this evening to remind Biafrans things, and we are here because of Finland this evening, as you can see on our capture. Finland, Nigeria is a country of CPC, a country of particular concern, as of this time that we are into, that you are having handshake with Nigeria. And you, Finland, you know what it means, that a country is a country of particular concern. You know it very well. And things that surrenders having a country of particular concern. That is why you need to know the truth. And that is why we are here to tell you the truth this evening. That all this shenanigan, that all this you are messed up, that all this that you are doing go nowhere. All the whole things that you are doing, the world are watching and they are understanding why and the route you are playing at this stage that we are into. But we must tell you the truth. There is no amount of your shenanigan, there is no amount of your colluding with Nigeria that will change that Nigeria is a country of particular concern, a country of CPC. That is what Nigeria is. So you cannot use Simon Ekpa and Njoku to change it. In all that is happening in Nigeria today, that all eyes of the world is in Nigeria. People are distancing themselves from Nigeria. It's only you, Finland, are the one having handshake with a terrorist and a country of particular concern. A country that Israel is there, that America is there to help, to stop the genocide, to stop the killing of the indigenous people. That is the main reason why, and what Simon Ekpa and Jooko is fighting for, the genocide of his own people, the genocide of all the Biafrans around the world. That is what Simon Ekpa is fighting for. You give Nigeria upper hand to sentence Mas Nnamdi Kanu, our president, and today, somebody you are holding, like Mazi Simon Ekpa and Jooko, the Prime Minister of people of United States of Biafra, that are seeking for only but one thing. Oh, this woman, what is your problem now? Oh, sorry. So, it's a high time that we, maybe, if you are not seeing all that is happening in Nigeria, all the killings, all the abuse of rights, all the inhuman treatment, and all the injustice that is going on, we are here to give you some little videos of what is happening in Nigeria, or for you to see what Mas Simon is fighting for. So, the real truth is what we are here to bring for you. Finland, you colluding with Nigeria at this stage, the world are watching. And you are a member of the international community. You are. And the international community are watching the shenanigan, the rubbish, the the criminal acts that you are acting against the people of Biafra. We want you to know that you are not only sentencing Mazen and the Simon Ekpa, and Nigeria is not only sentencing Mazen and the Kano, rather, they are sentencing all the Biafrans. And in all over the Europe, we are paying our tax and our rent daily or monthly, normal. So in all that is happening in Nigeria, it's only you, Finland, are the one that is having handshake with Nigerian government authority because you want economy. Finland has become the second Britain in Biafra movement. Finland has become the second Britain in this 21st century. What UK, what they run away from is what Finland is doing today. UK on their own refused to arrest Simon Ekpa, Mazen Kano, but they pushed Kenya and Nigeria for it to happen. Today, your master, Britain, has pushed you to come to delay the Biafra movement. But we are warning you, because with all the videos, with all that is happening in Nigeria today, we shall know whether is it Simon is terrorizing the area that's supposed to charge terrorism or treason, or all that you charge him or Nigerian government. And you that are having handshake with them, because birds of the same feather must flock together. Because you believe in terrorism, and because of Finland has turned to become the latest terrorist country in the world, that both America, both Israel have to watch closely, because they are the one supporting Nigeria, having handshake, sign agreement, sign treaties because of Biafra movement. But you will fail. I want to remind you, Finland, one thing. You fought against Soviet Union. You fought against Russia in your own time. You fought against Soviet Union, Finland. You fought against Russia before you will be able to have your independence. And a lot of things went down. Many things gone wrong. You did a lot of things, even to your own citizen. That is now why we know that your wickedness did not start today. All of you that have colluded with Great Britain and continue suppressing Africa and also suppressing Biafran people, the time has come that you cannot jail all of us and you cannot kill all of us. Finland is another terrorist country that are building up in the world. Finland is another terrorist country that are built. Nigeria has colluded with them. So if you're looking for anybody who is into terrorists in Nigeria or these Boko Haram leaders, America must check Finland, because Finland is harboring Boko Haram, ICC, and Lakrawa. That is what Finland is harboring today. And someone like our Prime Minister Simon and Njoku, who is fighting to stop the ongoing genocide, to stop the killing, for us to have our own country, like when Finland fought against Soviet Union, against Russia, to have their own freedom. They did. But today, we are fighting our own freedom. You turn against it because you think that you have arrived. That is why that the Biafran people freedom becomes abomination, becomes a crime in the hands of Finland. But we are sending you this message in for you to know that we are sending this message to the world to understand that Finland is another country that need to put on a kind of another concern, because Finland is having handshake with a country that was being tagged, that was being what? That was being tagged a country of particular concern, country of CPC, that is Nigeria. And what is Simon fighting for? For all that is happening in Nigeria today, if Finland continue keeping up at all, Simon and Njoku, my prayer to you is, let what is happening in Nigeria happen to you, Finland. Let what is going on in Nigeria today happen to you, Finland. That is our main message to Finland from now henceforth. Because the time that we are into is a time that every truth must prevail at this time. You see, this lane of Biafra must surely bring all of you out. All the countries that are not doing well, that think that through this terrorism that's going on in Nigeria, that refuse to condemn it, you will say that you can make money, you can grow your economy. That economy will fall 7 times in a day. 70 times 70 is how your economy is going to go into charade. Watch out. The Finland government that colluded with Nigeria to suppress the voice of a hero, a voice of 21st century, the voice of Maghandi in this time around, the voice of Martin Luther King, who is Simon Ekpa and Jooko, the voice of Jomo Kenyatta of Kenya, the voice of Nelson Mandela in our own time, the voice of Rahman of Bangladesh, and the voice of Maghandi of India and all his men. These are men that fought for what? For freedom. These are men that stood up for the right of their people. These are men that defend their own people and they survive. I want to tell you, Finland, no matter what you do, Nelson Mandela spent 20-something years in prison. Nelson Mandela. Jomo Kenyatta of Kenya spent 12 years in prison in UK. Maghandi spent roughly 5 years in prison. Rahman spent 1 year in prison. They are all fought for what? The independence of their country. When Nelson Mandela was fighting for apartheid regime in South Africa, they tagged him terrorist. What happened today? What is the case today, Finland? Finland, in all that we are doing, are you thinking about tomorrow? Finland, can you tell us what will happen in this world in the next 1 minute? Finland, can you tell the world what will happen in the next 1 minute? If you know what will happen in the next 1 minute, then I will believe that you are doing the right thing. But if you dare not, we are telling you that you see this one finger that you have used to touch oil, it will touch the 10 fingers and all will be inclusive. The people of Biafra are calling on Finland government to allow our Maghandi, to leave our Nelson Mandela, to leave our Martin Luther King, to leave our Rahman of Bangladesh, and also you, Finland, when you are fighting against Russia, a total brutal war, the same way Russia and Soviet Union invade your territory, in the same way Nigeria is invading Biafran territory. And the man who has stood up to stop this invasion is the man you took out. And you are, because of him, you are amending your law in 2025. But I must tell you that this year new law is for the future, not for now. And I must say that Simon has cut ties with Nigeria. He tore his Nigeria passport. The medal he won for Nigeria, he sent it back to Nigeria, and they accepted it according to he has sent all those things back for them. And he said, I am not a Nigeria, I am a Biafra. Before this day. And he know because of your law. That is why he denied Nigeria. That is why he revoked, I am no longer a Nigeria again, that he is a citizen of Biafra. That is why he is the Prime Minister of United States of Biafra that was declared in Finland, in Latin. Finland. So if Simon committed terrorism, you, Finland, he give him your grant to do it, you are the number one. You, Finland, who allows him, because example is, when a woman who is leading Congo was in Belgium, when Belgium said, we can't allow you to do it here, please go away, the woman step aside and find another country where he stand and fight for his people. So we are not the first people. In the present, this 21st century, over 50 countries are using government in exile. And even I want you to know the truth that among those 50 that is in exile, in the present talking of our own declaration of last year, 1 year, we are in the number 3rd position that the world are talking about. And they say that our own is so special to every other one because Biafra movement did not start from today. Early 1960, for over 1960 to 2026 is when we have started and we're struggling to have our own country. Finland, do you fight with Russia and Soviet Union for how many years? And when your leaders, your forefathers was fighting for their freedom, what did Russia tag all of you? What did Soviet Union tag all of you? When Soviet Union and Russia invade your territory, did you keep silent? Finland. How do you get across of this your name today, Finland? We are asking you. How did you get across of the name you are asking today, Finland? Did it just fall from heaven? Did you not fight a brutal war? Did you not fight a cold war between you, between white and red Finland? Look at that evil woman who is from the lineage of red Finland that never wanted Finland to become a country. This one you see that was checking hand with a Nigerian Foreign Affairs is from the red side of the Finland, the most wicked and dangerous people in Finland. Today, you are the one who is deciding those who will see our Prime Minister and those who will not see, and you are deciding the information being given to him and those will not give information. When the people who want to visit him to give him the real information comes, you with those that are working for Nigeria, Mary Shikike, is working for one Nigeria, and Imam Maduabo and the Ogenkere, their group, these individuals, when they come, you welcome them because they are the one giving you fake evidence that you can use to say Obatobia. But this everything in this 21st century is in the digital, not as you think. That is why we are sending this message to you. Finland, are you telling us that you don't know what is happening in Nigeria? Finland government, are you telling us that you don't know what is happening in Nigeria, Finland? Finland, we are asking questions with all the killings, with abuse of rights, with inhuman treatment, with kidnapping, with Boko Haram, with ICC, with La Croix, and all that's happening in Nigeria. Finland, are you not hearing? Are you blind? Because you want to reap from the oil. This oil will wipe you and your sins away so far you continue to put Biafrans in pain. You will not go scot-free, Finland, until this up to Simon and Njoku, because he is like those men who fought for you, who fought for Finland to become a country. And when you fought, you use arms, you use every weapon to fight your own. In our own time, then which we fold our hand because it's not for our right. But we are letting you to know that it is our right. And that is why we choose Simon Njoku, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, For them to do what? For them to be our spokesperson. And for them to speak on behalf of us as the Biafran people. Finland, do you not aware that 2 days ago that over 180 something people was being murdered by Nigerian government with their Islamic agenda? Finland, are you telling us that you do not, that yesterday that over 50 people was died in Nigeria, was killed in Nigeria, Finland? Or you don't know about that? And we are asking you for this military jets and armor tanker in Old Eastern region that Nigeria went to Turkey to go and buy ammunition and weapons and bomb. They used to bomb Biafran. They tried and it could not penetrate. Are you not hearing all this? That is why we said that Finland, who is keeping and having handshake with a terrorist country, a country of particular concern, that person deserves to be a country of particular concern also, because birds of the same feather must flock together. That is what we are seeing as of Finland today. Finland is harboring terrorists. Finland is harboring those that are causing genocide in the territory of Benue State and some Arewa youth in their location. We are warning Finland and sending message to allow us to be. Your forefathers supported Biafra in 1967 to 1970. What happened today? Money has changed hand. That is why you are in front of you, seeing all that is happening, and what you could do, you just muted yourself and be acting as if nothing is happening. That those that are being by is not human being. We are letting you to know that the Biafran people, that the history must carry you, Finland, in our own time, in this 21st century, as one of the countries that suppressed Biafran people and caused panic and pains in the heart of the Biafran people. Finland, did you fight against Russia? How did you fight against Russia, Finland? When Soviet Union comes in, Finland, how did you fight the Soviet Union? Can you tell us? And how you achieved this to your country called Finland? Did you go into legal when you are fighting to have your country? Did you go into legal, Finland? We are asking you. That is why we want you to know at this state we are into, that all you are doing, we are being counting all of them and be put it in the line for his to be repeat. Your grandfathers, your forefathers, your heroes, your heroes supported Biafra movement. What happened today? Finland has turned back and become the evil of our time, become another Great Britain that wants to waste the life of the Biafrans. That is why we are calling on the international community to look into this case, because it's a case of a political prisoner. Simon Ekpa and Njoku case is a case of what? A political prisoner, not a common criminal, not a terrorist, because he is fighting for a new country that was declared on November 29, 2024 in Helsinki, Latvia, Finland. So if Simon and the Biafran people that you are detaining you think that they are not doing, why do you give us your country to do our declaration? Finland. Why did you give us your country? Why did you allow when Obatobere started? Why did you allow when we are paying money in hotels and in the activities of the movement? Why can't you say in the first place, no, it will not happen? Simon, on this aspect, go away from here, like people of Belgium did, people of Netherlands. We must understand that this collusion of Finland at this 21st century will backfire back. Finland, this particular thing will backfire back. And when it backfires, we shall be watching at you. remember what happened in Nigeria today. Like we are here to this evening to show the world what is happening in Nigeria and why everybody is leaving Nigeria. Both indigenous and non-indigenous of Nigeria are running away because Nigeria simply means a death sentence to every indigenous people. They want to drive us away with gun and bullets so they can be able to take our territory, to accomplish their Islamization. That is what Finland is helping Nigeria to achieve. Finland is helping Nigeria to achieve what? Islamization of the people of Biafra, or the people of the indigenous people. That is what we all must do, what? Have in mind. And I can see in the nearest future that Finland will be one of the most Islamic countries in the world. That is why the world must checkmate Finland so much in the activities with the Nigerian government, because there is something very deep. That's why the oil. So, at this stage, we must understand that U.S. government is the only solution, despite all that is happening. That this our declaration document is going viral, honestly. The declaration document is going viral. And in that my research, I was able to find out that out of these three governments in exile, which one is more effective than others, said that the USB is more effective than any other one. That is why they are talk of the town today. Okay, make it continue sleeping, continue dreaming, continue not being serious on the time that we are into emerge and arrive. So it will going to be something that will shock you. Look at Finland today, colluding with the Nigerian government. Look at Finland. I ask myself, is it this Finland that we have counted on a good note, on a very good plate, is what that is betraying us right now? But every Biafran can see how Finland betrayed what their forefathers believe on, because their forefathers believe in Biafran people. That's why they could have support through any means they have to. Do you understand it? So, don't be panic and don't move an inch. Finland will do nothing because the law remains the law. And the law passes law. For them, as in the Europe, they believe that the international community human rights passes every other law. That is what is coming to Finland. We must understand that without us push hard through social media, through orders from PM, that we are not going quickly. But once we take instructions, everything will be very smooth. So let us follow our government. Let us continue with our government of the USB, that everything will be in place very soon. Like very, very soon. Because when the government is not making noise, you don't know what they want to do, what they're about to do, because they are maintaining that dog that always bites, always shouts, cannot be able to bite. But that one that is not always silent is one of the most dangerous one. That is where the government of USB is right now. We are coming to the program to show Finland what is happening in Nigeria and why Nigeria was being tagged a country of particular concern. Now, who is fighting who and who is committing treason? Who, as in all this you are charged, what is happening in Nigeria? Who do you think, to be honest, that's one the matter? Sorry, my people. So we are not looking back, no matter what Finland decide to do. But we are telling Finland that if you know what you passed through in the hands of Russia and Soviet Union, that is what we are passing through today. That is what people of Biafra is going through today. That is why we all must understand the importance of what we have. What is that? This our official declaration document. That document is everywhere. And the government of the USB must focus on this issue to make that Obatobie, like I know that he will not. Finland cannot do that. Because Obatobie have approved to them. I am not a Nigerian, I am a Biafran. Both social media, both on his all outing. That is why it is important at this stage that we're into, that we all key into important things, that we use the results. My people. This time we are into, it is a time for all of us who believe in USD to come together, no too much question, to take the action by ourselves, and everything will be fine. So let us go into things that are very sacrosanct and very important on this that we're into. In this particular Finland law, there is many things that are involved. And those many things that are involved are also in the line of what we ever wanted. So, there is no other way, and there is no any other thing that anyone can tell you that it is true. They are all what? Liars. They are all what? Deceivers. When Finland decided to join them and share the blood money, is when Finland decided that they have to go down in everything that they are doing. So Finland must take measure to understand that the people of Biafra at this stage, that we are not playing. That the time that we are into is time of seriousness. The time we are into is time to release our pride and Simon and Njoku to join us, so we can be able to move the mountain. That, without that, Finland will face this calamity that is coming upon them, because they have touched the Son of God and trying to destroy the miracle of God in this planet. When you see Finland government, ask them question: how do you come out from Russia? Why did the Soviet Union attack you at the same time? These are the questions you need to answer, need to ask Finland government. How they got their own independence. Yes, we all know that the law has changed in 2025. The same way we, as the Biafran people, accept and adopted all these laws and treaties. We are only seeking for what? Recognition. That's all we are seeking for. We all must be very careful at this stage. And the mighty things we do and things we say anywhere we go. The Biafra government does not need to come and show anybody what their plans or what they are doing, because we have enemies in the house. But this way they are flowing everything. Keeping enemies in the dark is the best that will happen to us, because keeping enemy in the dark, they will do what? They will not find anything to use against you. But if you are talking, they will. That is why they are crying. That's also why they are panicking, because they don't know the next action that will happen. So, on the stage of us to achieve our freedom, nobody, I'm telling you that nobody will stop us anymore, because the people of Biafra has already agreed that we need to do what? We need to exit Nigeria. Let Finland understand that holding Simon Ekpa and Jooko will not stop Biafra. It will make it to become very quicker. And in the world stage, Biafra is the main topic everywhere today. Under the UN, Biafra. Under the EU, Biafra. So, let no one be panicked, because we are going home. We are doing what? We are already in the homeland. That's what enemy are thinking. All is happening in Nigeria today After Finland has watched it and look at tagging Nigeria, a country of CPC, Finland, only that alone could have, if you were you, would have used time to ask, let him go. He committed no crime. Those that committing this crime are laughing, eating, living in the farm mansions. But Obato Obie, who is fighting for the freedom of his own people, to stop this ongoing genocide, to stop inhuman treatment, to stop abuse of rights, to stop risk of being in Nigeria, because Nigeria simply means a death sentence. That is what Nigeria simply means. My people, let us continue. Let us do more. Let us support our government. Please, my people. Everything in between. Everything. So, what do you think that is the reason Finland is keeping up at Obie or amending their laws? Why are they amending law? Finland, after you have made this law, your own law said that this law is for purpose, that is sorry, for the future, not now. So there is no way we are afraid of this your law, because it does not exist anymore. And also all the lawyers that represent Simon and Njoku, because of that Finland is your own country, you refuse to argue and protect him. You did what? You refuse. What happened? You handed him over. That is how things it is. But we, as the Biafran people, have disagreed with anything a friend is saying, and we only have one thing: believe that all you are doing this time around is because of the oil money. This oil money, as those want to eat by corner, as those who want to take us away, how it is. So, my people, the movement that we are into is yielding a very big and vital result that we all have to be happy. So, let us continue and do more. So please, let us show Finland what is happening in Nigeria and why the Biafran people choose to exit from Nigeria for the second time again. Number one, the amalgamation has expired since 1914. The amalgamation, it has expired. That is why the people of Biafra has rose up on their feet and said, no, that we are not going to be here. That for us to be here, there will be a lot of things. So my people, when you know the road where you are going, you keep on getting moving. So let us be moving as the government is doing everything that is supposed to do for us. In Nigeria, there is no common good road. There is no light. My people. And the people are coming. Finland are maintaining their own culture and their own economy, while those that they are having handshake with, their own is going down. And nothing making to come up because it is a cause from Simon and Jooko and our president, Njoku. These are the men who have laid curse on Nigeria. Not only them. Tafawa Balewa said it. Not as if he said it about Nigeria. And look at it. Why do we think that doing things that does not matter will help us? It's not going to help us. But when we are doing things that matter so much, it will help us. So, let us show the world what is happening in Nigeria and why people are traveling every day out of Nigeria. We are not going to be the last, or are we going to be the first? Sorry, I want to look for the videos I want to play today. And after this video, the program should be open mic to Biafran peoples, maybe for 1 hour, 30 minutes. So after playing this, then Because Finland has brought themselves out, we are going to do what? Drag them so much. Sorry, I am looking for those videos I want to play. What is going on in Nigeria? What is going on in a country of particular concern? Finland. That is the country that we are having handshake with. Simply mean that we are part of the same feather. No, not this video. What is all those videos are lined up today? Because that is the video I want to play to the world to see what we are passing through. Why are you not? Why was the time to play? It was just 1 minute. It's just the time to come. What is this video? Finland authority. My one question is, I repeat it again, is that what happened between you and Russia and Soviet Union? And how do you make Finland to become a country? So if you cannot answer, or if you know that there was a bloodshed when you are fighting for your freedom, then you should know what Simon Njoku is fighting for. That is only fighting for my freedom, because in Nigeria, I am a death sentence. So everything that we are doing is what doing, because Jooko knows. He knows everything. So today, the people of Biafra are not only the one that are clamoring and shouting about Nigeria. The killings that is going on, does it mean that Finland is not seeing all these killings that is happening in Nigeria today? Is our question. Finland, are you not seeing? Now, is this Simon Ekpa and Njoku? Is this Simon? We are warning you, Finland, to stay away from this corruption that you have put yourself into, because it's not going to augur well at all, as already it is. Now, where is my videos? I kept video. Say I will play all of them today. I don't know what is going on here. But no matter what happened, we have decided to stand strong. We have decided to let the world know that the only option, that the only remedy the world is supposed to have at this stage is what? Allowing Biafra as a country. Without that, more and more and more will be happening. Finland, between 5th and 6th to 4th of February, look at what is happening in a country that you have a handshake with. Finland, this is a dead body. This is the country that we are having handshake. This is what the government is doing. With those that want to Islamize us. They wipe away a family of 6 out. Brother, sisters, father. This is what Simon Ekpa Njoku is preventing. This is what he's fighting for. This is why he stand up. You know him before he joined the movement of Biafra. Simon is one of the persons that in your military reserve that Finland has wiped one family, one house away. And you, Finland, are there supporting it.
Everybody seen this video to share this video.
And look at it, Finland.
Do you know that the wife of the president, Sheyi Tinubu, don't travel, go America, go beg Donald Trump. I go beg Donald Trump. He don't go beg Donald Trump. Why they? Oh Jesus Christ! I beg everybody share this video. I'll play a video for you now. You go see how useless and in Jesus.
They are begging because of the killing. Finland, the same way they are begging you.
He takes America to report our news. He takes America to report.
Yes, because America is reporting, but can Finland reports the ongoing genocide is happening in Nigeria?
They stand up America,
Finland.
Now they stand up for Nigeria.
Can you stand up like America?
They don't buy everybody.
They give you a case. You arrested someone.
Different killing. Every day.
You decided to
they don't know the number of them.
get information on one side
never know
of those who put the case to you because of what?
Watch this video.
Because you believe that it will give you money.
We're honored to be joined today by the First Lady of Nigeria, who also has.
Oh God, what is this? Sorry, my people, I'm coming. Please, 1 minute. I don't know. In everything, they will do adverts. In everything, there will be adverts.
First Lady, please, where are you?
Listen to the wife of Tinubu. Why is it?
Very much.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was a pastor. I talk her. Because the way pastors something they talk for this matter. I talk her. So Tinubu wife now woman of God. Jesus Christ, God. If you not scatter Nigeria because of religion, then God, you do wayo for this life. So Tinubu wife now pastor. Now that they kill Christian, more than 500 Christian, more than 300 Christian, none of them.
Finland, this is not Simon Ekpa. This one does not believe in Biafra. But listen, Finland.
I talk because at the top say, say that they are devil in an elderly man. I don't want to talk about that. But for you to be pastor for regime, when they kill people, you, first lady, you don't get heart, you don't get sympathy to come as I call address the nation. Even if your husband na pagan, you want you be pastor. How about you? How about you? You don't rush go America. Wait till you go America. Since when they never send army call Nigeria, you don't go America. Now they don't send army, go take over the country. You they go America. You they go back Donald Trump. Sir, Donald Trump, no agree. That word when you say respected woman of God. That is her. We know they respect her. She not be woman of God. They just give her because they want to take big time.
She is a woman of killer, a woman of sucking blood.
God no call her. Now the church not call her so that they go feed them money. Not be God call her, daddy. Not be God call her because that is Donald Trump. Because now you are papa now. You know the papa again. You are papa. Now you fight for us. If this woman a woman of God, daddy, as I said, the killings, when they kill Christian, they kill Christian more than 500 Christians.
Finland, this is what is happening in Nigeria. This is what Bato is fighting. That is why Simon and Njoku, this is what he's fighting for. And this is what brings him out. And he also denied that he's not in Nigeria. He thought his passport. We are going to give that video very soon. And every Biafran who has that video must make that video to make headway in social media. Every platform to be showing this video.
Wow. I want you to do my work. Work. Why? You be harassing. You be harassing. Why I'm You be harassing. You not be woman of God. You be harassing. Why I'm I know that you be harassing. You not be pastor. You be harassing. First lady. You be harassing. You do kidnapping job. You be harassing. Now you don't go America now. You won't go back, say, oh, when they release, this is, you see, we are working. Sir, we are not working. Christians are still dying. Every day, you won't go talk, say you be woman of God, so you know what you are saying. There is no genotype. Daddy, there is genotype. There is genocide. Guys, please share this video. Share this video.
Finland, as you take our Bato, our prime minister away,
Daddy,
genocide in Biafra land more surely happening to you.
Jesus Christ, God, I beg.
That remove the voice, that remove the only someone who put fear into Nigeria. That all these things stop. Finland, see them. Look at them here, Finland. Look at them. These are Fulanis. That is why we are telling Israel to know, or America to know. Look at it here. What is happening in Nigeria? What is happening in Biafran? And next time I'm about to rise up. You know how many years he was in your country, and he don't talk about Biafra. But when he see all these things, he said no. That Finland understand what it means to have a freedom of a country because of your war between Russia and the Soviet Union. That is it. And what you will do, instead of you to support for freedom, you turn back on us. Look at it, Finland.
They just unalive the Nigeria Islamists. They unalive.
These are killings going on in Nigeria.
So the woman just left him.
So since you take Simon Ekpa away, in Biafran, over 1,000 people has been killed. We are not counting the Benue and the other places. We are counting of the area of Simon Ekpa and Jooko. Look at how a mother is crying. Look at it. These are the things that is going on in Nigeria. Look at it, Finland.
Make una share this video for me. Just first way you go just
is this Simon is killing these people?
This video is my experience.
Is this Simon is doing this video? Finland.
They say everything don't they go down small. You can't go here waiting that they hide for us. But like I tell you, our responsibility not to go the dig am come aside. Not to go just they bring all those two they hide. Our own job not to go the bring. Make Nigerians they see. Make the world they see waiting they go on for inside Nigeria. This one I see for my screen here so on God. This one I see for so this thing happened for Jos on the New Year Day. 9 bandits entered the Jos. Finnish people. What people are this for this so now people won't be like say the bandits they finish for Jos. I just they get the updates now so. What would they happy say at least I don't they meet them small. Baza. Another story entirely now with the year.
No, when Donald Trump did their work by trying to destroy them, Finland give them the account to come and stay. Those leaders that are sponsoring terrorism, those that are sponsoring this killing that is going on in all over Nigeria, that is happening in Biafra land. Finland is the one giving them refuge where they will sit and where they will relax. That is why they hold their man, who Finland knows very well.
All this year,
is this Simon Ekpa is saying this?
Make everybody go their own way. Disintegration, make everybody kawakazi. We don't want to do. We don't want to do this union again. As of today now, so they don't talk about that story now. Say, hey, since they all know the Kano and Simon Ekpa, Southeastern Nigeria don't be peaceful.
Finland listed.
When Southeastern Nigeria they peaceful, so. Northeast and North Central, they peaceful. Not be there. Therefore, they crack people every day. So,
okay.
Wait till now they cannot do. We make them send them to prison for life
because of fighting for freedom. The sentence Finland did.
The bandit contractor and not this rich Gumi they do right now.
Okay.
People there. These are the same people where Gumi say they live with us. Say they be our own. Say they be our own brother. They should come and live. They should allow them live with us. Government never even consider ourselves on New Year Day, where people supposed to celebrate Happy New Year, give their New Year vow and everything, think of how to reshape their life.
And what happened? Mass burial.
Everyone, now they go reshape their life because
Finland, this person is asking you a question. What is the offense of Simon Ekpa and Jooko? What is the offense of Mazen and Kano? Since you have decided to take 2 of them away, has the killing stopped? Has kidnapping stopped in Nigeria? Has killing stopped in our area, in Southeast? Finland. Finland, your leader who led the war between Russia and Finland. What happened to him? Who arrested, who detained him? Your leader who led for you to fight against Soviet Union, Finland. Who arrested him and who detained him, Finland? You pass road. You ask that road to block. You pass a road. That road you passed to achieve your independence of Finland as a country is what Simon Ekpa is leading us right now. When our leader, Mazda Nekan, was in prison, he's outside there, leading us on that road that you, Finland, you fought a war with Russia. You fought war with Soviet Union. You fought war with your red and white, a brutal Cold War, Finland. And there is no internal Cold War in our own side. There is no war. Only on the self-defense that he is defending his people. That is why you arrested Simon Ekpa and Jooko, sentenced him for 6 years. But Gumi will enter Finland. You will abhor him. You will have this evil woman that are from Red Finland. We welcome Nigeria Foreign Minister of Affairs, the killer, the kidnapper, the terrorist himself. The same way we see you as a storm having check hand with the terrorist Nigeria Vice President. Is that the same thing that you are doing? Finland, the same way we see Alexander Stubb having check hand with the Vice President of terrorist country called Nigeria, the country that is a country of particular concern, CPC country. Finland, what is the criteria to tag a country? CPC. Finland. What is the criteria, Finland, to tag a country? CPC. Is this Simon action that makes America, that you believe on, tag Nigeria, country of particular concern, and also put restriction on anybody from politician from Nigeria to travel to America, Finland? You see this small snake that you are harboring, it will grow and it will germinate and it will eat you, Finland. This snake will grow and you are the first that in this 21st century that the snake will bite. You, Finland. Finland, when you are fighting Russia with your leaders, who arrested them? When you fighting Soviet Union because they invade your territory, according to you, according to the history. How many people declare you terrorist? When you are having your internal Cold War between red and white, why did the Germany support white that make declaration of Finland and tag the red rebel, Finland? After our declaration, you also still work with those give you the false information against Simon Ekpa and Jooko. That is those that you, this evil woman, is working with. That is why they give you a case instead of you to be on the plain note to find out the truth. Like now that Nigeria sent $9 million for them to lobby that there is no Christian genocide, and America say no to that. America went down, leave Nigeria to go out and investigate on their own. I thought you have capacity to investigate. The only thing you could do is not investigate. You depend on the evidence that's being given you by terrorist country called Nigeria. That is where you depend on. You never investigated on the side of Simon Ekpa and Jooko to know why. And before he started, you have a summit in Finland where he walked in, and you are talking about the patriarchal, though that was being died because of the genocide of Biafran war. When you was discussing about it, and he told you, I am from those people that you are seeing, that you are seeing their ribs outside. That I am from the lineage of this patriarchal. What happened? You gather all this evidence he gave to you before he take up this movement, and you put him out, you throw it outside because of your wants economy, because of your want to be richest country. Finland, you will remain poor and poor and poor until you reach Simon Ekpa and they apologize to the Biafran people. The time is fast approaching. The time is fast approaching. Finland, I have given you some videos and I'm going to give you more.
Why is this?
what is happening.
Trending. Over 170 people have been killed in
Listen,
the
Finland
state of Nigeria because they refused the Sharia law. They've been
Okay.
killed by Islamic radicals. The report states that the jihadis invaded this community through a border with Niger State and demanded that all villagers must embrace the Sharia law. And when they refused, they rounded them up, tied them, placed them on the floor, shot them, executed them so gruesomely. Survivors of this jihadist attack reported that the Islamic terrorists even took a break to pray. They took a break to pray while they were trying to execute people. They took a break to pray and then they continued to the gruesome killing of innocent people. And I've said this before, if you have to kill for your God, you don't have a God. That God should be worshipping you. How does it even make sense that an offshoot of your religiosity and of your spiritual devotion to your God is to seek other people to kill? And what's even more gutting is the fact that local media is saying absolutely nothing. Is it that the media houses in Nigeria are useless? Because there is
Like
no place
Finland
in the
is
world that
useless.
170 people will be killed, that there wouldn't be a buzz, a serious buzz in that nation and even globally. And the buzz cannot start if the local media is saying nothing. When the tragedy happened in Bondi Beach, in Australia, we heard about it. When the fire at a Swiss club happened, we heard about it because the local media are doing their work. Is it that the local media in Nigeria are compromised?
We are the local media. They are looking for our life to buy also.
And accountability for the fact that they are not protecting the lives of vulnerable Nigerians. 170 people cannot die in a country and people just move on with their lives like they are cows, like the deceased are animals. Even in the Western world, 170 animals slaughtered will definitely call for a national emergency. And if you're a Muslim watching this video, the best thing you can do is to condemn, and I mean publicly condemn, the violent killings of Islamic radicals.
Finland, are you hearing it? This is what our Prime Minister is fighting against. Nothing. This is what Mazen Njoku is fighting for. To end the Islamization. This is what brought all this genocide. And this is what brought that Biafran people are in different continents in the world because we are trying to save our life. Because what? We are trying to save our life. And when it's getting too much, over 170 people was being died one day in Finland. Is it Simon is causing it? Finland, who is inciting who? I am from Old Eastern region. Simon Njoku is fighting for my freedom. I voted my self-referendum vote and give him as my prime minister, as the one that the voice that will draw attention of the world for them to know what is happening in our territory, in the Old Eastern region, Biafra. That was that Biafra we declare in Finland. The same Helsinki that you, Finland, make your declaration that Finland is a country and the rebel among you refuse, and you, the white Finland, fight internal Cold War. That you, white Finland, died over 40,000 citizens of the red. You died with the help of Germany. You died over 40,000, and you put over 80,000 of the red in prison. And you said that almost 40 was being sentenced to life imprisonment, and some was being died because of hunger, starvation. You fought for your own freedom. You wasted over 100 of your citizens in general between red and white Finland. Inside the internal Cold War of you, Russia, of you, Finland. The same thing happened when you are fighting Russia. When you are fighting Soviet Union, you claim that Soviet Union invade Finland territory. You claim that Russia invade your own territory, and you have to fight. And today, Nigeria is invading Biafran territory. And because of Simon and Njoku stood up to be our Magahandi, to be our Martin Luther King, to be our Nelson Mandela, to be Rahiman of Bangladesh, to be Jomo Kenyatta of Kenya. These are voices that fight for the freedom of their people. And all you could do is to try to silence this voice. May your voice be silenced in the international community in the future, Finland. May your voice look at this dry stick as a stub that Simon Ekpa voted for, campaigned for, and encouraged Biafrans in Finland for them to go and vote for him. Today, Alexander Stubb has turned his back at Simon Ekpa and Njoku. You don't know him again. You forgot that he is in your military reserve. That in the reserve of your military, he is among numbers that are there. And those things, his activities in France, his enter Finland, has he committed any crime? The only crime he committed, that he's trying to do what you did in your own time. That is the crime of Simon Ekpa and Njoku. Trying to do what you did in your own time, Finland. I will play you what you did in your own time before I come back to the video of the killings that is going on. Finland, you have a history. What you did with Russia and Soviet Union. I'm going to give it to you if I forgot about it. Let us listen to this. If Finland ever fought war with another country, or those that Finland feel that they are oppressing them, let us find out.
Yes, Finland fought several major wars against Russia, specifically the Soviet Union, during the 20th century. These wars are central to Finland's national identity and were fought to maintain the country's independence. Here is a summary of the three main conflicts. 1.
I hope the voice is coming out to my people. I hope. Finland, I want to remind you your history. The level of war you fought. And before you become a country. Level of war. Level of blood you wasted. You, Finland. And in your own time, you have a troop of military. If you are claiming that Simon Ekpa is inciting who? My Prime Minister. I am the one who incite him to speak on behalf of me. I am the one. Let us greet our people in the comment section before we move. I want to thank all in the comment section. Please bear with me. That is how this program is today because I am very, very bittered. Michelle, thank you so much. I can see you. Good evening, Mazi Shino. Hello, my dear son. May my father peace be with you. Thank you also with you too. Thank you so much. Anu Gochuku, good evening, my brother. Thank you so much. I see you. Thank you. Thank you. I see Biafra son. Thank you so much for all you do on the comment section. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I see all your comments because of our time. I see God Vision. Thank you so much. I see you. I see Chiboeze. Chibozo Ede. Good evening. Thank you so much, my brother. I see Madam Rose. Mommy Rose, good evening from here. I see you. Thank you so much. I see Chido Emmanuel. Thank you so much, Chido Emmanuel. I see you. I see you, my brother. Thank you so much. Who are those are new here? That I did not mention. I see Bishop. Bishop, good evening from here. I see Lebet. Good evening from here.
Winter War, 1939-1940.
Hold on, please. 1 minute. The advert of war of this evil Finland.
Why is this not trending? Over 170 people have been killed in a village.
Brother, hold on, we are coming back. I see you, Easy Way. Good evening from here. I see you, Nweke UC. Thank you so much. Oliver, good evening. Greetings. Mazi, thank you so much, brother. I see all of you. Amy Christ, I see you, thank you. David Nwachuku, thank you so much. These are those in the comment section. Please, thank you. Accept me in this way. I greet all of you. Please, as you join me, please like and share the program. Please. We are going back to the history of this evil Finland.
The Soviet Union invaded Finland on November 30th, 1939, after Finland refused to cede territory and islands to the Soviets. The struggle, despite being vastly outnumbered, the small nation versus superpower dynamic, the Finnish army used the brutal winter and motti tactics, encircling enemy columns, to hold off the Red Army for 105 days. The result, the war ended with the Moscow Peace Treaty. Finland remained independent, but was forced to cede about 11% of its territory, including its second largest city, Viipuri, Viborg. 2. The Continuation War, 1941 to 1944. Shortly after the Winter War, Finland joined the German invasion of the Soviet Union to regain its lost territories. The struggle. Finland saw itself as a co-belligerent with Germany, but fought what it called a separate war for its own borders. By 1944, the Soviets launched a massive counter-offensive. The result? Finland signed an armistice in September 1944. It had to cede even more land, the Petsamo area, and pay heavy war reparations, but it successfully avoided Soviet occupation, unlike many other Eastern European countries. 3. The Lapland War, 1944-1945. As a condition of the peace treaty with the Soviet Union, Finland was forced to expel all German troops from its territory. The struggle. This led to a conflict between former allies. The retreating German army used scorched earth tactics, burning down almost the entire province of Lapland. Key historical figures. In Finnish history, these wars are often defined by the leadership of Field Marshal C.G.E. Mannerheim, who commanded the Finnish forces. You might also recognize the name Simo Häyhä, the White Death, a sniper from the Winter War who became a global legend for his role in the defense of Finland. Why this matters today? Finland's history of fighting Russia is the primary reason why the country maintained a very strong military and eventually joined NATO in 2023. The 1,340 kilometers, 830-mile, border they share remains one of the most significant geopolitical boundaries in Europe. Would you like me to look into how these historical wars influenced Finland's current laws on treason or military service, which we discussed earlier?
I hope you're listening. This is the Finland that are keeping our prime minister. These are Finland that are playing hanky-panky. Look at Finland who fought war about independence. A country like Finland who could not control their territory until Germany helped them before they can control their territory. Their two main capitals was being hijacked by Russia. Their two main capital, their two main big city was in the hands of the another country. They managed to control only 11%. They managed. That manage was also with the help of the Germany backing them up in the earlier stage. When you look at Finland today, we're studying up about Simon and Njoku. I begin to ask, is it not Finland that went into different kind of war with people for them to protect their people, for them to protect their territory, for them to answer Finland was the one today. The telling about Obie was the one sentenced Simon Ekpa, was the one arrested Biafrans and destroyed their businesses in Finland. Finland was the one that meted all this inhuman treatment, abuse of rights to our people. Look at Finland and look at their history. Finland, despite that the world has also proven that this was the 1st century, that we need to fight for our new country through legal, political, and diplomatic. In your own case, did you, in 20 centuries, did you fight peacefully? Did you go through legal? Why do you fight Russia? Why do you fight Why did when Soviet Union enter, why did you not fold the hand and be waiting? And your leader, Mannerheim, was the leader. CJE Mannerheim was the leader who led Finland military against all this war. Who arrested him? Who arrested him, Finland? Did any of the leaders been arrested in 20 centuries? But in this 21st century is when you have rights because you have passed the road and you pass this bridge and they break the bridge. That is why you can be able to arrest a prime minister. That is why you can be able to arrest like a man who is like Mannerheim of Finland that leads war. What of Simon? Imagine. What of Simon Haraya? What of Simon Haraya in your country? The same name. That is why I told you. This Simon Haraha was the one from the red side in the beginning, who later become saboteur in the history of Finland. Now, when he becomes saboteur, when he becomes rebel, CJE Mannerheim was fighting against him. So that what we are passing through today is exactly what Finland passed through today. After Finland declaration, there are people who refuse, say, no, we don't want Finland as a country. That one lead them into internal Cold War. And they fought about it. And what happened? Today, that Finland that is a country, that in this history, I'm going to repeat it again, you had how Finland fought for war. And they have the audacity in this 21st century because they have passed the bridge and destroyed the bridge according to their own understanding. That is why they keep Simon and Jooko. That is why they are suppressing Biafrans in Finland. God in heaven will visit Finland and give Finland punishment with Boko Haram that they cannot be able to control. Listen again.
Yes, Finland fought several major wars against Russia, specifically the Soviet Union, during the 20th century. These wars are central to Finland's national identity and were fought to maintain the country's independence. Here is a summary of the three main conflicts. 1. The Winter War, 1939-1940. The Soviet Union invaded Finland on November 30th, 1939, after Finland refused to cede territory and islands to the Soviets.
Now, remark this word. The Soviet Union invaded Finland on November 30, 1939, after Finland refused to cede territory and Iceland to the Soviet Union. Today, the Soviet Union invade Finland. Nigeria government, are they not the one that invading Biafran land? Finland, when you are fighting this war, are you a member of the UN? Finland. When you are fighting this war, have you controlled all your territory? Finland. Finland. When you are fighting this war, how many countries that recognize you? Finland. After your declaration. How many countries recognize Finland when you are fighting to exit Russia? And what is the reason why you don't want to remain under Russia, Finland? This evil woman, Alexander Stubb, why did you fight against Russia? Why did you exit from Soviet Union? Why don't you stay under Russia? I'm asking you. Why you, Finland, did not want to sit? But we, because we have seen you can come and take oil, and you want us to suppress us down. You are the 21st century Finland. You are the 21st century Britain. Finland, you are the Great Britain of this 21st century. That is why you are suppressing Biafran people. That is why you have the authority to sentence Simon Ekpa, a prisoner of conscience, a prisoner of war. That is somebody you are keeping in the midst of you and sentence him. You are used because of him amend your law. We also going to touchlight about this your law as we are showing, as I have proved to you that after you have taken Simon Ekpa away, the killing continue times 10, times 50, proving that Simon was the one who put the calmness that the killing is not much. Go to Enugu Zone 1, go and check people they are killing. Come to Imo State, how there was rendered this area useless. Go to Anambra and see what Roda is doing. Go to all southeastern region, old eastern region, Biafra land. Go and see what they are doing after you have taken our prime minister away. As of this February, Nigeria signed an agreement with Turkey. Turkey give them some weapons. They use it to go to Biafra land to buy people. Finland. That's why I ask you, when you was fighting your own war, how many people did you buy that time? Did anybody charge you treason, terrorist, or whatever you claim to charge our Prime Minister Simon Njoku? Finland. After you have fought this war, you come back home. You fought internal Cold War. You think we don't know your history? We know your history very well. The evil woman that is having a handshake with Nigeria because of she has opened an account. If Nigeria can use $9 million on America, they could not give more than 9 million Finland. The bribe Nigeria against Finland is more than what they give America. But America that they give big one refused and said no, that we are not going to support you. Cover this ongoing genocide. Cover these Christians atrocities you are committing every blessed day, that they are going to expose Nigeria. But you is the one they give small money, small oil business in Quito get, and you rush in because you are dying. Your hunger is buying you already, my people. Look at a whole Finland. Finland is so assuming that you don't know your history, that you buy everywhere. Let's continue. I see you, Godwin. I see you, Ekpa Justice. I see you. Wabi. Thank you so much.
Struggle. Despite being vastly outnumbered, the small nation versus superpower dynamic, the Finnish army used the brutal winter and Motti tactics, encircling enemy columns, to hold off the Red Army for 105 days.
They use brutal war within themselves. Finland against Finland. They use what? That is what they use. Finland, they fought themselves. Finland, they fought Russia. Finland, in time of Soviet Union, Finland was there fighting to protect, to take over their territory, to protect citizens. But for us, our own, nobody will say about it because of Finland. That is why you keep up to be. This is your history, Finland.
The result, the war ended with the Moscow Peace Treaty. Finland remained independent, but was forced to cede about 11% of its territory, including its second largest city, Viipuri, Viborg. 2. The Continuation War, 1940.
Remark something from here. Their main territory is not in their hand, though. Finland remained independent, but was forced to cede about 11 of its territory, including its second largest city. The largest city was in the hands of Russia. And what happened? They could not do anything. And why? Until Germany comes in and help them. they will be able to take from this 15, this 11%. This is a stop that is high each other today. They want into war, in and out.
1941 to 1944. Shortly after the Winter War, Finland joined the German invasion of the Soviet Union to regain its lost territories. The struggle. Finland saw itself as a co-belligerent with Germany, but fought what it called a separate war for its own borders. By 1944, the Soviets launched a massive counter-offensive. The result? Finland signed an armistice in September 1944. It had to cede even more land, the Petsamo area, and pay heavy war reparations, but it successfully avoided Soviet occupation, unlike many other Eastern European countries. 3. The Lapland War, 1944-1945. As a condition of the peace treaty with the Soviet Union, Finland was forced to expel all German troops from its territory. The struggle. This led to a conflict between former allies. The retreating German army used scorched earth tactics, burning down almost the entire province of Lapland. Key historical figures. In Finnish history, these wars are often defined by the leadership of Field Marshal C.G.E. Mannerheim, who commanded the Finnish forces. You might also recognize the name Simo Häyhä, the White Death, a sniper from the Winter War who became a global legend for his role in the defense of Finland. Why this matters today? Finland's history of fighting Russia is the primary reason why the country maintained a very strong military and eventually joined NATO in 2023. 1,340 kilometers, 830-mile, border they share remains one of the most significant geopolitical boundaries in Europe. Would you like me to look into how these historical wars influenced Finland's current laws on treason or military service, which we discussed earlier?
Please, if you never like the program, I urge you to hit the like button. There is a 3 dot in front of you. Please click on that 3 dots. That dot, you will see like and share. Please. There is a 3 dots. Let this program go viral, please, because this is our message to Finland. To remind them about their history. And also to remind them the name of their leaders that was leading them against Russia. That in the time of the Soviet Union, that was also there. That is why we are reminding them this evening for them to understand that that Simon has never led us 1/3 of what Finland did in their own time. Simon has never led us 1/3 of what you, Finland, did in your own time. And today you are a country. Your fathers, your forefathers, your hero and heroes supported Biafran movement 1967 to 1970. Is this new Gen Z of Finland, president and government, refuse to support Biafra because of what? The oil that Nigeria is giving you in attach, and you're taking, your body cannot take it. The Biafran people, Simon called you on many occasions for you to be a mediator between Nigeria and the Biafra. He did. And you chased away from it. You do like you don't understand it. Simon called Finland many occasions to do what? To play a mediator role, to settle these differences. What happened? Finland ignored him because they're waiting for money. Money that you don't know when the money is coming. Because of oil. That is the only reason why. From Lekki to Gate. How much is that? This oil values, that is why when I said that Finland is another Great Britain in the 21st century. Because of this oil, that is why Britain joined Nigeria to massacre Biafran people. The genocide that took over because of what? Because of this same oil. That is the same oil again today in this 21st century. That Finland has come back to come and show us that they are Great Britain again. But you come late because our declaration was met in Helsinki, Finland, Lati. That is where it holds. Because of oil that makes Great Britain wanted to wipe away the Biafrans. But Jooko said no. Is it because of this same oil today that you arrested Simon Ekpa and Jooko? Nothing more than that. And Simon could be in the position with the Biafra we said that once we restore Biafra, that we are going to give this oil free. You could have taken one another person in Finland, but you want it quick in action. Instead of you to support the truth. What happened? You support the lies because of you want money. That is why they say money is the root of all evil. That is what I'm seeing in the hands of Finland today. You want oil. You want oil, Finland. Because of oil, you valued oil like Britain in the 1970. The same way today that Finland has valued oil more than human rights. The human rights is not for Biafran play anymore. The self-defense, Finland cannot apply it. But Finland, remember there is what? International law. Remember. You are lawyers in Finland who is represented by Toby, don't want to go against you because that is the same thing that make Master Kanto said, let me be able to defend myself because the Nigerian lawyers will never say something that will destroy Nigeria or they will never stand on the 100% truth. That is why our president, Njoku, decided that he is the one to do what? To defend himself. Do you know that if Oba told Bia defend himself, it would have been better for us. Instead of these criminals that are claiming they are defending him, why they are there respecting their own law. Do you understand it? Because it's in that their own law, in that the judiciary is from where they pay the money. So how do we expect that we are going to get anything good from the hands of Finland lawyers? That is why they block all the international allies or international lawyers that could have helped, and this matter could have been solved. Even the lawyers that Abatobi possessed so much, all of them colluded and betrayed him. All of them colluded and betrayed him. Because there is no way now that they have all know that why Simon is being arrested or put in CCS is because of he wants oil business with Nigeria. That he prevents us from having this oil. So the only way we can have this oil is by when we take him away, then we'll go and have the oil. That is exactly what happened. So it's the high time that everywhere, meaning Biafrans, anywhere you are, please be mentioning Finland because of their corrupt government. Because of their awards. They valued money. They valued oil more than human being. That's why I told that it's exactly what Great Britain did. That's what Britain did to us, the British. It's the role that Finland is playing today. But they come out openly. They come out openly because British was finding a way to arrest Master. They could not. They didn't find. Only they had the information and set him up through a Biafran. Through what? Through a Biafran. And what happened? They betrayed Mazi, Simon Ekpa Njoku. And you know them. You see this Mary Chike is number one betrayer. You see go 247. You see Shamaka Ajere. You see all these men that I'm talking about. They are all betrayers with Sana Prawa and Dogen Kelly. So it is very, very imperative that we should not allow Finland to rest this time around. We must be calling them out, both in the S handle, both anywhere we are. Finland. Free our Prime Minister Njoku. He committed no crime. The only crime is that he is an Igbo man. The only crime is that he wants his own country. That is only the crime he committed. Like when you, Finland, is fighting to have your own country in the hands of Russia, Finland. The same thing when you had that voice that asked you to. Child, look at Finland and their history. One more again, before we go into another different thing.
Yes, Finland fought several major wars against Russia, specifically the Soviet Union, during the 20th century. These wars are central to Finland's national identity and were fought to maintain the country's independence. Here is a summary of the three main conflicts. 1. The Winter War, 1939-1940. The Soviet Union invaded Finland on November 30th, 1939, after Finland refused to cede territory and islands to the Soviets. The struggle. Despite being vastly outnumbered, the small nation versus superpower dynamic, the Finnish army used the brutal winter and motti tactics, encircling enemy columns, to hold off the Red Army for 105 days. The result? The war ended with the Moscow Peace Treaty. Finland remained independent, but was forced to cede about 11% of its territory, including its second largest city, Viipuri, Viborg. 2. The Continuation War, 1941 to 1944. Shortly after the Winter War, Finland joined the German invasion of the Soviet Union to regain its lost territories. The struggle. Finland saw itself as a co-belligerent with Germany, but fought what it called a separate war for its own borders. By 1944, the Soviets launched a massive counter-offensive. The result? Finland signed an armistice in September 1944. It had to cede even more land, the Petsamo area, and pay heavy war reparations. But it successfully avoided Soviet occupation, unlike many other Eastern European countries. 3. The Lapland War, 1944-1945. As a condition of the peace treaty with the Soviet Union, Finland was forced to expel all German troops from its territory. The struggle. This led to a conflict between former allies. The retreating German army used scorched earth tactics, burning down almost the entire province of Lapland. Key historical figures. In Finnish history, these wars are often defined by the leadership of Field Marshal C.G.E. Mannerheim, who commanded the Finnish forces. You might also recognize the name Simo Häyhä, the White Death, a sniper from the Winter War who became a global legend for his role in the defense of Finland. Why this matters today? Finland's history of fighting Russia is the primary reason why the country maintained a very strong military and eventually joined NATO in 2023. The 1,340 kilometers, 830-mile, border they share remains one of the most significant geopolitical boundaries in Europe. Would you like me to look into how these historical wars influenced Finland's current laws on treason or military service, which we discussed earlier?
I hope you had it clearly. This is Finland that went through war. Even Finland later even fight Germany that helped them to secure their war, their territory from the hands of Russia. Finland turned back and start fighting who? Fighting the same Germany that helped them to move away from Russia and Soviet Union. Imagine Russia. They are the one who is telling us today. They are the one who is detaining our prime minister. They are the one who is keeping our prime minister and even have the audacity to arrest 4 Biafrans, destroy their business, and is still looking for them. That is why some of them have left Finland with their evil mind and their devilish mind. Finland want to claim that they are another Great Britain that values oil more than human being. Because of the Finland, because of the British valuation of oil, is why they created Nigeria. And that is why we lost over 5 million Biafrans. Finland has turned back today to repeat that history. But it was too late for you, Finland. Because keeping Simon Ekpa and Njoku could not destroy the 40 state of Biafra. Keeping him cannot destroy our declaration. We are doing what the people of India was doing when Mahatma and his second was arrested. We are doing what people of South Africa did when Nelson Mandela was incarceration. We are doing what people of Bangladesh did when their leader, Rahman, was incarceration in the hands of the enemies. We are doing what Jomo Kenyatta of Kenya did, what his people did when he was inside. When the same evil British arrested him, his people continue firing. They stand under the declaration that we don't want Great Britain again. It happens. That is what we, the people of United States of Biafra, is doing. The people of India did not remove Mahatma as their leader and put another person. No. The people of Bangladesh did not remove Rahman as their leader. Rather, they say we are only acting on behalf of him. But look at our own case today. IPOB removed Mahatma from Radio Biafra as the leader or as the owner. The same thing, Imam Maduabo. The same thing, Ogenkerie, claiming he's the president, did. But I am telling you, among these men that was arrested or keep incarceration because of their declaration of their country, all of them did what? They all inside, and their people did not did not vote anybody in the position. Rather, the superior authority among them take over, and all those that want to support those are the same like what we're passing through today went and deviated also. And they say that any group at all who replaced their leader who is incarceration is a rebel to that leader. Any group that changes their leader who was incarceration and puts another leader without only being that this person is acting on behalf of, that group is what? Rebel. And in every organization, there is those that are after president, prime minister, monarch, or what. There is somebody who's supposed to be involved. There is another highest authority. In the case of the Biafra movement, the COS is the highest authority that this mandate or this load fall on her shoulder, despite being a woman. Back to Finland. Finland, after you have fought this war, you even fought those that help you. That is when I will know that despite all the help of Obatobie make Finland to come up to the world stage. And people talk about Finland. Is it not true? Simon Ekpa and Njoku was one of the men that makes Finland to become who they are today. He bring them bring them that many of us never know about Finland history. Many of us don't know anything about Finland until Obatobie, Simon Ekpa introduced to all of us, and we hold them on high esteem based on what their forefathers did. I thought that we have people we never knew that they are green grass, green snake under the green grass. That is who they are. Finland, on the issue of Simon Ekpa and Njoku and the lawyers, you know that this year new law cannot use to judge him. You know. But before I go more, Finland, my headline is what is happening in Nigeria. That is why Simon Ekpa come out to protect his people. What are those things that is happening in Nigeria? Let's go back and look into it. Nigeria, a country of what? CPC, country of particular concern, And that is the account that Donald Trump, that is the account that Finland government is shaking hand with those that call themselves vice president or those call themselves minister of information. This is what we all must understand at the stage that we are in. Finland, this is mass burial. Yesterday, Finland, this is the mass burial that took place in that Nigeria that you are parading. The mass burial has taken place in Nigeria. This one was over 25 people. Look at it, mass burial Finland. Is it time that is causing it? Finland.
Inda dai suke goma na ba mu san da su ba, sai dai muka ji sautin bindigogi. Ya hita haka ya je shagon shi. To yana tai musu tuba suka ce ina a yau duk wani namiji ne sun kashe shi. Sai dai na gagawar shi.
Finland, look at it. This is a mass burial of indigenous people.
More than 200 people died in one day.
Finland, listen. This is not Simon. This is not Biafran people.
Terrorists has launched one of the highest, the most deadliest attack in the history of this country called Nigeria. As I'm speaking with you today, just a few minutes ago, in
Finland, they care for oil.
Today, being 5th of February 2026.
Finland on 5th. Today is 6th.
Bandits or Fulani terrorists launch an attack in Benue market. So far, they have recorded 20 people already died. They are still recovering more.
Okay.
Should we talk about the one that happened on 4th yesterday, on 3rd in Kwara State? Over 190 people. 190
Finland,
people
listen.
died in the state. Should we talk about the one that happened in Castina on 4th of February? Over 20 people were died. Should we talk about the one that happened in Niger? What is going on? What is going on? And Nigerians
Finland.
are keeping quiet.
Yes, because they are
Everywhere
fear.
as if nothing is happening.
Fear is holding everybody.
Nothing is happening.
If you come out, a country that when you come out to protest, they will sentence you to life imprisonment. Finland. Look at it, between 4th to 6th of February 2026, over 180, 20, 25, and what again? 50 has been paid. Finland. Who is buying the Simon Ekpa? All the attack, all the kidnapping that is going on in Old Eastern region, is it Simon Ekpa and Jooko? After you have sentenced Simon Ekpa and Njoku, do you know that over 1,000 Biafrans has been disappeared? And those that died among them. Finland. Finland. Is it war? Are we fighting Russia-Finland war again? And Obatobi refused to work with you. In your own country, he is in your military reserve, Finland. How many years before he joined Biafra movement of 4 years ago to 5 years ago, maximum? Finland. So because of you have hardened your heart to become another Great Britain in this 21st century, you become that Britain that use food blockage and massacre over 5 million Biafrans, which they call Biafran genocide. Today, you have showed your power that you, with this evil face, Alexander Stubb, that are like a tree, like that is same woman that are shaking hand with the Minister of Information of Nigeria, Minister of Affairs of Nigeria. Anybody who check a terrorist remains a terrorist because bird of the same feather must flock together. Finland, you are flocking, you are shaking hand with your fellow terrorists. Finland, you are a terrorist. That is why you can harbor those that are terrorists. Because those that smoke cigar goes to smoke. Those that are drinking only water, we go together in occasion. That is why. Show me your friend. I will tell you who you are. Finland, if Nigeria is a country of particular concern and you are shaking hand and welcoming Nigeria, you also supposed to be tagged a country of particular concern, because Nigeria want to use you as their safe haven where they will run in and nobody will see them. And because of your evil mind, you know, that is why you arrested Simon and Njoku. But we are here to tell you that you are holding an innocent man. Finland, you are holding an innocent man, and his tears will punish you 70 times 70. Finland, because he committed no crime. He committed no crime. If when you, Finland, was fighting Soviet Union, fighting Russia, if you committed a crime then I want to tell you that we are committing crime. But if you did not commit crime, if your leaders, the two leaders you have, did not commit crime when they are fighting for their freedom, when you, Finland, is fighting to have your own country, if you committed a crime then, okay, we said, okay, let us be that you committed a crime. But if you did not commit crime and then you have Finland as a country, we as the Biafran people, we must have our own country, whether you like it or not. And we really have it, as we are only seeking for international recognition. That is all we are looking for, Finland. Finland. This is what is going on in that contraction. This is what is going on in a place we are having handshake. This is what is going on in a place that we are welcoming into your country. They will come, leave their member of terrorists in your country, and you will help them to grow it, but they will turn back to bite you.
A lot is happening in this country that a country recorded more than 200 people unalived by Fulani bandits. And you think this is funny? Okay, now. The government don't care. What is going on? Do you know what hurts me most is that this...
Sorry, they have come with their adverts. Let's be talking until the advert finished. So, Finland, this is what is happening in Nigeria. Between 4th to 5th, they have died, they have unalived over 400 people, over 300 people, Finland. They have did what? Unalived people. Sorry.
We don't see its fit to declare this place a state of emergency so that the military can take over and end this terrorism once and for all.
The military are the terrorists, my sister. The military on their own is terrorists. It's only Nigeria country is a place you will rehabilitate those that have killed over 300 people between 5 days and put them in the military. Who do you want to... Sister, are you okay? If you are bringing all this video out and you are talking, once you talk that Nigeria should declaration of emergency. Are you declaration of emergency for who? And those you are sending, are they your father, your mother, your brother? The same military that will give them space for them to continue their evil is the one. Blessing, you're welcome. Chidwe Emmanuel, I can see you. I can see you, my brother Kevin. It's been very long. Thank you much for coming. Listen.
Are the government trying to prove to Nigeria that they know what is going on?
They knew what is going on.
Are they trying to prove to us that this is a normal thing? It is the evidence. Because this is more than normal. It is more than normal, for Christ's sake. I saw video, the mass burial, a father, a mother, brother, sister, 7 family members.
That's what we are watching in Finland.
And everybody is keeping quiet. What is going on? What is happening?
Are you asking what is going on? What is going on is people will not talk. If they come out to protest, these people in the name of military, we buy them. Finland, this is what is happening in Nigeria. Mommy Margaret, good evening from here. You're welcome to the program. What is going on in Nigeria is what? People cannot talk. Because if they come out to protest, Nigeria has in place law on them that if they come out to protest, if they catches any of them, life imprisonment or sentence by hanging. So if you are the one, can you come out? Because if there is a time that people in the north or those claiming one Nigeria are supposed to protest to take over their territory, could be now that American military is in town. The revolution that Sowore was planning could have been the best time that American military will witness how Nigerian military is treating citizens that are protesting. But the fear that has conquered our people, the fear that makes them to remain silent and die is the issue. The fear that if you talk, they will arrest you, they will detain you, they will sentence you to life imprisonment. The fear has conquered these people. That's why they're not talking. Finland, this is a country. My sister, that is how they talk. She's not waking up. It's a new person somehow, on social media. So when you see and when we look at all this that is happening, then we may understand that the bribe Nigeria give US, $9 million was being given to US to lobby them, for them to close their mouths, that there is no genocide. What happened? America collected the money, but they stand on the truth. Finland collected this money from Nigeria. Why can't them take the money? And because of the Finland, that what we are going through today is what you have passed through in the hands of Russia, in the hands of Germany. Why can't you collect the money and stand on the truth? Finland is the only country in the world when you reported a case to them, they will only use the evidence of that person that reported the case to treat the case. Where has it happened? Instead of them to from this side and hear from this side, rather, they hear from the person that reported the case and use that person to judge the other side. Because of what? Money. Jooko, Jooko. When money change hand, power change. The law changes. Finland has proved how corrupt they are. Finland has told a line of Great Britain, those who love oil more than life of a human being. Those that will be taking the oil, why people are dying in hunger and abject poverty. That is what Finland represents today. So Finland is the 21st century British that loves oil and their company more than human being. That is why Finland can have the audacity to sentence our prime minister because of the money they collected. If not that this case of 9 million was in America, Can anybody hear it from anywhere that Nigeria spent 9 million where there is no common borehole, where there is no light, there is no school, there is no good road? It's not enough to prove to Finland, if not that the Finland is taking their own money and the business they came for. If not for that, what else? For you to see how corrupt this present Finland, because their forefather never supported one Nigeria. They supported what? Biafran war. When they told their children, if you are eating 3 times square meal, eat 2 and give 1 to the people of Biafra. And a son that was survived by that food that the forefather of the Finland give to us is the one that Finland is putting in incarceration today. Is the one that Finland sentenced. Yes, Kevin, thank you so much. If Nigeria can lobby for just 1 month, $9 million for 1 month, check how much and the agreement or the promise they have given to Finland. As Nigeria Minister of Foreign Affairs traveled to Finland, you know how much followed him there? And they always tell people, open an account with them of your son in another country. From here, we will be pushing dollars in. A country that they are not using dollar, but they use dollar to lobby. And you know how much $1 is to Naira. So you will know how much they have changed. And the business they have transpired before they can raise $9 million for 1 month to give America. The sweetest thing about it is that when America took this money, does it stop America from saying the truth? The answer is no. But Finland took their own and refused to say the truth. That that Finland denied, this truth that Finland refused to let the world know or refused to do the needful, we hurt Finland in the entire generation because it's a cause they have put their hand into. Because of, they cost many of our mothers and our fathers BP. They cause many people to leave the struggle. They destroy many people, but they thought that that thing will destroy the movement, but they never know that Jooko has his own way of putting things in order. So, today, Finland continue eating the bribe. You will suffer in due time, and you will pay in due time.
And these people are talking of election. Election for what? Election to govern who? Dead bodies?
Yes. Upon that, America is on ground though, and the killing continues. That is why we are giving America a solution. That the solution is what? Disintegration of Nigeria. Divide Nigeria. Let Christians stay on their own. Let these French jihadists stay on their own. Let this Islamization on their own and allow. That is the only way it can work. Nigeria is registered as a country of Islamic country in the world. They are in number 10. Nigeria is being known as a country of what? Islamization, Sharia. So, is it what we are going to be facing? Donald Trump and his men is in Kano, and they are in the Benue State market killing people. Who is deceiving who? That is why the solution we give to the world is the best one. And in our own country, Biafra, we are not going to depend on oil. Our president, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, said that the Biafra will give oil free to many countries in the world. But to make it openly that Biafra will be a brand-based country. So everybody can be very serious to do something, not to realize because of there is oil, which will cause more harm. But in everything, Finland, you can never stop Biafra coming, despite you cannot stop recognition, and you cannot stop Biafra the way it is in the table of the many organizations and the many countries today. They are discussing Biafra recognition. That will happen very soon, my people. The killings that is happening today, is it Simon Ekpa that is sponsoring it? And the Finland is busy checking the hands of those that are sponsoring the killing, the genocide, those that want to Islamize us. That is those that Finland is checking their hand. That is why Finland must inherit part of this terrorism movement they have put their hand into. They must eat from it.
The governor himself has come out to confirm this. The governor of Kwara State has come out to confirm this. But do you know what he did? This is the video. He wanted to change the narrative that even 75 Muslims were involved. Who talk about whether Muslim or Christian? He's coming to tell us that 75 Muslim or 78 Muslim was fired because they refused to believe on the extremist jihadists of an Islamic religion.
The headline of this program is Finland, what is happening in Nigeria? That is why Simon Ekpa raised up to stop it. When Simon Ekpa and Mazan was outside, the level of kidnapping, the level of this Christian genocide is not happening. But as you took them away, you give them the chance to do what they want. That is why we say that this blood will be upon Finland's head. Between this generation and next generation, they must inherit Boko Haram. They must inherit ISWAP. They must inherit ICC. They must inherit all this banditry and all this terrorist group in Nigeria. They will come to your country because that is how they do. As you have started welcoming them, very soon they will full ground. Continue to welcome them. Do not stop.
That they refuse to believe or accept their extremism, Islamic extremism teaching. How does 78...
You see it? Donald Trump, you are doing good. But this good cannot be accomplished without having Biafra as a country that will end this impunity. It's only having Biafra as a country is what? Partition us according to our ethnic group, according to our tribe line, like the way India was being partitioned, like the way you America live your own. Allow us to live. Give us recognition. We have taken our freedom in our hand. The only thing we're asking to all of you is to allow us to live. We will hold this video here. Let us remind Finland about them if they are forgetting who they are. Let us also know when Finland was fighting, if anybody arrests them. Let us find out.
To answer your question, we have to look at two different times in history. The past, World War II, and the present, 2024 to 2026. 1. Historically, the War Guilt Trials, 1945. After Finland fought Russia, the Soviet Union, in the 1940s, Russia did not technically arrest the Finnish leader themselves, but they forced Finland to arrest and put their own leaders on trial. The leader, Risto Ryti, the fifth president of Finland. The charge, he was not charged with treason against Russia, but with war guilt, crimes against peace. Russia claimed he was responsible for Finland entering the war alongside Germany. The sentence, under heavy pressure from the Soviet Union, a Finnish court sentenced President Ryti to 10 years of hard labor in 1946. Outcome, he served about 3 years before being pardoned in 1949 due to poor health. Finns generally viewed him as a hero, who sacrificed himself to save the country from Soviet occupation. 2. Modern day, Putin versus Finnish leaders, 2024 to 2026. In the current era, especially since Finland joined NATO, tensions with Russia are at their highest since the war. Has Russia arrested a current leader? No, Russia has not arrested the current president, Alexander Stubo, or the prime minister. Treason charges. There have been no treason charges against top Finnish leaders by Russia. However, some Russian politicians have threatened Finnish leaders with criminal investigations in Russian courts because of Finland's support for Ukraine and its decision to close the border. Recent case, 2025. There was a high-profile investigation in Finland involving Antti Peltari, Secretary General of the Finnish Parliament, who was suspected of treason for allegedly failing to prevent data leaks to Russia. This was a Finnish investigation into their own official, not a Russian arrest. Summary comparison. Time period. Leader involved. What happened? 1945-1946. President Risto Ryti, convicted in Finland, pushed by Russia, to 10 years prison for war guilt. 2024 to 2026. President Alexander Stubb, no arrest. Russia has criticized him but has no power to arrest him in Finland. 2025. Internal. Antti Peltari, Finnish official investigated for treason regarding leaks to Russia. In short, Russia has never successfully arrested a sitting Finnish leader, but they have used their power in the past to force Finland to imprison its own leaders. Would you like me to look into how Finnish leaders are protected by diplomatic immunity from being arrested by other countries today?
Are you hearing this Finland? This is a history of Finland that is holding our prime minister. Even against Russia. Even against Russia. Yes, that is a secret book of Finland, is what I am reading, where they hide their history. Finland fought war upon war. And you hear it here. Finland, the sabotage we have, that you have that makes you to arrest your own leader, is not Simon that caused it. How could you use that to your grievances on Simon Ekpa and Njoku? If, because of our people sabotage PM, and you are working with those that sabotage him, those that are betrayers to him, why you are working with them, it's not our own case. It's not our problem, because we have re-declared Biafra. Like the way when you declared your nation, you told Russia that nothing will make you to bow down. And look at the history of you. You are the one that they use you to arrest your own leader. Like what happened in Congo. History are repeating. Histories are repeating daily and every time. Finland used their hand to arrest their own leader. Is it Biafran people? Did they use any Biafran to arrest your leader? You arrested them. You did not hand them over to Russia because of what? They are fighting to make Finland to become an independent country. Finland. When Russia demand that they need to arrest him, you take him by yourself and keep him. Now that you arrested our prime minister, you are amending your new law to use it to hand him over to Nigeria. But we are warning you that the new law, according to your law, said that this new law is for future, not for now. And when it's come to your old law of 2003, it does not really has power for you to keep Simon Ekpa or to send him to Nigeria, because Simon Ekpa Njoku is not a citizen of Nigeria. Rather, he is a citizen of Biafra, and he is the prime minister of the United States of Biafra. Like when your leader was fighting, when he was leading all of, somebody lead you, Finland, and you never allowed Russia to take them over. And I'm asking Russia, you should declare Alexander Stubb terrorist to get him. So far, you're looking for him because he is associating with a terrorist country. And this particular movement of Finland to associate with terrorist country like Nigeria is for you, Russia. Finland is building alliance of terrorism that they will use to attack you in future. That is why Russia must do something against Alexander Stubb and his men this time around, because it's side by side. It's side by side. It's side by side. Let's listen to this history of Finland again. Let us listen to this history of Finland once again. Let us start from time of the history to present now. You will also hear the name of the leader who led Finland when there was fighting for Finland to become a country. Even that they attacked the leader terrorist, they refused to let him go. They keep him in prison and said, we charge him 10 years. After 2 years, they release him. This Finland we are seeing today.
Yes, Finland fought several major wars against Russia, specifically the Soviet Union, during the 20th century. These wars are central to Finland's national identity and were fought to maintain the country's independence. Here is a summary of the three main conflicts. 1. The Winter War, 1939-1940. The Soviet Union invaded Finland on November 30th, 1939, after Finland refused to cede territory and islands to the Soviets. The struggle. Despite being vastly outnumbered, the small nation versus superpower dynamic, the Finnish army used the brutal winter and motti tactics, encircling enemy columns, to hold off the Red Army for 105 days. The result? The war ended with the Moscow Peace Treaty. Finland remained independent, but was forced to cede about 11% of its territory, including its second largest city, Viipuri, Viborg. 2. The Continuation War, 1941 to 1944.
Finland
Shortly
war
after the Winter War,
against Russia.
Finland joined the German invasion of the Soviet
Soviet
Union to regain its lost territories. The struggle. Finland saw itself as a co-belligerent with Germany, but fought what it called a separate war for its own borders. By 1944, the Soviets launched a massive counter-offensive. The result? Finland signed an armistice in September 1944. It had to cede even more land, the Petsamo area, and pay heavy war reparations, but it successfully avoided Soviet occupation, unlike many other Eastern European countries. 3. The Lapland War, 1944-1945. As a condition of the peace treaty with the Soviet Union, Finland was forced to expel all German troops from its territory. The struggle. This led to a conflict between former allies. The retreating German army used...
Are you hearing it? You see how wicked Finland it is. Even the Germans that was helped them, they turn back because they want Germany to leave their territory very fast. When they feel that Germany has helped them to secure their territory, what happened? They start fighting against Germany back. They start fighting Germany military to remove them in their territory. Today, Simon is fighting to remove Nigeria in our territory. Like what you did against Germany. And the only thing you can do is arrest him and sentence him. When you remove Germany from your territory, when you remove Soviet Union, how many of you was arrested? Finland. How many of your leaders was arrested? And how many of you was being fired because of you removed Germany that helped you against Russia? And today, you forced to get after they have helped you to secure the territory. Remember, when you was fighting against Russia, in your capitals and the big territory in your area was in the hands of the Russia until Germany helped you to secure. After Germany has helped you to secure your territory, you turn back, you fought against Germany. And nobody buyed you. You removed their military. You asked them to go, and you don't want it anymore. But for we Biafran people, you continuously keeping our prime minister and be finding a way you romance Nigeria. But at this one, You don't hit tipper where carry sand. You go nowhere.
Scorched earth tactics, burning down almost the entire province of Lapland. Key historical figures. In Finnish history, these wars are often defined by the leadership of Field Marshal C.G.E. Mannerheim, who
You hear it? The names of those that lead Finland. Finland, so you have those that lead you to liberate yourself, to take over your territory, but now we have our own. You arrested him. Because of what? Because we believe in you, that your forefathers supported us in 1960 to 1970, and in Finland there is a church today. When you go in there, you see the right Biafra. You leave all this history and destroy it. That wasn't enough. Obato they still called you out to be a mediator between the Biafran people and Nigeria. Then you shy away. You walked away from, walk out from it. He was also submitted all the documents of what was happened and why he joined the movement and what happened. You throw it aside because you want oil money. You want to act like Great Britain. We are watching, we are seeing. Yeah, this last time, Finland, what you will see, you will not believe it. The earthquake that will hold you, you won't believe it. So, you have Field Marshal, you have C.E.J. Mannerheim as those that as your leader. You have three. None of them was arrested. None of them was being paid. None of them was being sentenced. Unless when you do that, you are maga. That is why we are calling Finland to be very careful, because this road you pass in your history is the same road that Simon Ekpa and Jooko is leading us to pass for us to have our own country. Biafra is not a new country. That's why that we just declare it, then it becomes a new because of the fear of all of you that are against Biafra second. So, when you hear about these men from Finland, you'll be asking yourself, did anyone arrest them? The answer is no. But on our own, shy. Must continue.
Commanded the Finnish forces. You might also recognize the name Simo Haiha, the White Death, a sniper from the Winter War who became a global legend for his role in the defense of Finland. Why this matters today? Finland's history of fighting Russia is the primary reason why the country maintained a very strong military and eventually joined NATO in 2023. The 1,340 kilometers, 830-mile, border they share remains one of the most significant geopolitical boundaries in Europe. Would you like me to look into how these historical wars influenced Finland's current laws on treason or military service, which we discussed earlier?
I hope you're listening about history. How Finland fought war. Have 1, 2, 3 leaders. None of them was arrested. But in the case of the Biafran people, the only outstanding leader we have that relied and believed in Finland, Finland betrayed him. And you forgot your history, Finland, that you fought war, that you fought a brutal war against Russia, Soviet Union, and even you turn against Germany that helped you. You start fighting Germany for them to leave your territory. And I ask you, Finland, when you know that you cannot protect Simon Ekpa and Jooko, why don't you call him when he submitted a document of the movement of him to Biafra movement? Why don't you ask him, why don't you repeat the history of Belgium, that when the government in exile of Congo in the first place was in Belgium, when they were fighting, at a stage, Belgium wanted to collude with Great Britain. And what happened? They first called them openly and said, please, we want all of you to pack away. What happened? They deported these leaders of Congo halfway. And from there, they fight themselves. Why don't you tell Simon Ekpa and Jooko, we are not going to protect you. Please move away from our territory. And you make it openly. Then when he refuses to leave, then you can do this your shenanigan. And why do you know why he didn't do? Because as the stop in time has already know that he will use Simon to enrich Finland as a country. What happened? Why don't you give him chance of leaving your territory? And told him, please, do not say talk about this here, Biafra, I don't want it. As my friend, I am warning you, stay away. And he refused. The only thing you can do, that you, Finland, in this 21st century, is proving another Great Britain, another British. You are proving another UK that sponsors the killing of the Biafran people in 1967 to 1970, because UK was the one that gave Nigeria arms to kill the Biafran people. Give them all the dangerous weapons they used. That is what Finland repeated today. Then London was there, lobby for anything that comes across to ask what is happening, to ask to put this fire. London, we tell them, no, it's an internal affair of Nigeria. After our declaration, you hold him when we never declared, and you hold him, we re-declared Biafra as a country. And you know that he is our prime minister. This prime minister, Simon Ekpa, was the one that brought you in the timeline. So this oil, this contract, this money that you're making from Nigeria is because of Simon bringing you a name. Because someone like me, I don't know who they call Finland until Simon Ekpa comes out. I never knew there is a country called Finland until Obatobie bring you out. Simon make Finland to be known in Africa. Simon make Finland to be known in Nigeria. People don't know who you are. Because in the first place, you will never sign any treaty with Nigeria. That simply means they don't know you. Instead of you to appreciate and thank this man that brought you out, Africa knows Finland. The people of Nigeria knows Finland. Instead of you to thank him, what you do was to arrest him, put him in incarceration because you want to be rich. You will never be rich in your entire life. You will remain poor. And what is coming to you, you will not believe it, because you will pay dearly for touching the anointed one, for touching a young boy that was survived from the British genocide of the hunger starvation. And he told you openly in one of your convention that I, Simon Ekpa and Jooko, was among those children that you was counting their ribs. Today, that child that faced this inhuman treatment, that child that faced this abuse, that child that want to use hunger starvation to buy, that survived, is the one you are put into another drama. The trauma of the war and what he passes through is what triggers, and also how Nigerian government was killing his parents and his brothers is the one that you are keeping in prison and changing your law because of him. That your new law cannot hold him, and you will do nothing. We also want to make it clear to you that our DPM has tagged you on a video of Simon Ekpa before taking this movement, that he denounced Nigeria, he break his passport, and the medal he won for Nigeria when he was representing Nigeria, he sent it back to Nigeria, and Nigeria confirmed it. How could someone prove that he's no longer a citizen of such a country? Is it by force to be a Nigeria? Finland. Is it by force to be a Nigeria? Did anybody force you to stay away from Russia? Did anybody force you to stay away from Russia? Nobody forced you. You decided to leave. You fought first war. You fought second. You fought third. You fought the fourth one which is the internal Cold War between you, white and the red Finland, the evil woman today that was holding Simon Ekpa with the stop. The stop, you are from the white. This one from the red Finland. The evil people. Those that never want Finland as a country. No wonder that in this regime, in this 21st century, that those in their power never want Biafra as a country because of they are the one that never wants Finland to become a country. This woman that is shaking the Nigeria government, Boko Haram. This woman that is standing with that man that is a Boko Haram. Look at where you are seeing yourself. As they are tagging Nigeria a particular concern, because when you are associating yourself with a criminal, you are a criminal. Nigeria is a terrorist. So Finland is supposed to tag a country of particular concern because Russia, I want you to know that Finland is taking things from Nigeria, that Nigeria will back them up to fight you because of the Boko Haram. If they fought you that time, they have been building alliance with Nigeria to bring to Nigeria to give them Boko Haram that will come and fight you. For Nigeria to give them the terrorist group that will come and fight you. Russia, you must man up and start looking for the store, whatever he is. And this evil woman that is shaking hand with this particular person. Ijele One, thank you so much. I see you. I see you, Ben Chinak, I see you. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. I see you, New County. I see you. Thanks so much for coming. The history of Russia was very bad one. For them to achieve Finland as a country. In your private war, how many was being paid by the red? When you listen to this history, you now find out that the same Finland that Germany helped, that Finland turned back and start fighting the military of Germany to exit their territory. Could you imagine? But this was the Germany that helped them against Russia. This was the Germany that helped them into the internal conflict. They turned back to. That is why I know when I see their history, I said, no. Is it how they are doing? Because all the good things that Abba told you offered to Finland was in vain. They turned back. Finland is a country that use bad to pay people that do good for them. That is the country that Finland is. When you give Finland good, Finland will give you bad one. That's how they will pay you back. So my people, you can see the history of Finland today. Now, for every Biafrans, we must look for that video where our Prime Minister denounced Nigeria. It's something that is very important at this junction that we are into. That particular video must be making headway everywhere. Please, if you have that video, start sharing it, start posting it to social media, please. And our DPM, the government of USB, has more work to do about that particular video of Simon denouncing Nigeria, returning that Nigeria gold or medal he won for Nigeria. They need to, all this need to come at this stage because they are all in the favor of our Prime Minister, Simon Njoku, because of what Finland cannot do because of money does not exist. After betraying number 2, nobody should trust Finland anymore. And nobody should look Finland and remove their face. When you see Finland, look Finland very well. Open your eyes and look at Finland. Because they are evil country. They are very greedy people. They valued oil more than the right of human being. Like British value oil more than the right of humans. Finland, the another British in 21st century. Another British 21st century. That is who you are. Those that valued oil more than human life. Those that valued oil more than human life. That is who Finland it is. And that is why they can shake hand with a terrorist country. A country that was being tagged, a country of what? Particular consign. That is where Finland is coming out from.
To answer your question, we have to look at two different times in history. The past, World War II, and the present, 2024 to 2026. 1. Historically, the War Guilt Trials, 1945. After Finland fought Russia, the Soviet Union, in the 1940s, Russia did not technically arrest the Finnish leader themselves, but they forced Finland to arrest and put their own leaders on trial. The leader, Risto Ryti, the fifth president of Finland. The charge, he was not charged with treason against Russia, but with war guilt, crimes against peace. Russia claimed he was responsible.
Do you see what Russia charged their own? Crime against peace, not terrorism. But for Batobie, because of he's a Biafran man, he is blocking them from having oil from Nigeria. They have to charge him terrorists for them to see a way to take the oil. The war, I hope you are paying attention. I hope you are listening.
Responsible for Finland entering the war alongside Germany. The sentence. Under heavy pressure from the Soviet Union, a Finnish court sentenced President Ryti to 10 years of hard labor in 1946. Outcome. He served about 3 years before being pardoned in 1949 due to poor health. Finns generally viewed him as a hero who sacrificed himself to save the country from Soviet occupation. 2. Modern day. Putin versus Finnish leaders, 2024 to 2026. In the current era, especially since Finland joined NATO, tensions with Russia are at their highest since the war. Has Russia arrested a current leader? No. Russia has not arrested the current president, Alexander Stubo, or the prime minister. Treason charges. There have been no treason charges against top Finnish leaders by Russia. However, some Russian politicians have threatened Finnish leaders with criminal investigations in Russian courts because of Finland's support for Ukraine and its decision to close the border. Recent case, 2025. There was a high-profile investigation in Finland involving Antti Peltari, Secretary General of the Finnish Parliament, who was suspected of treason for allegedly failing to prevent data leaks to Russia. This was a Finnish investigation into their own official, not a Russian arrest. Summary comparison. Time period. Leader involved. What happened? 1945-1946. President Risto Ryti, convicted in Finland, pushed by Russia, to 10 years prison for war guilt. 2024 to 2026. President Alexander Stubb, no arrest. Russia has criticized him, but has no power to arrest him in Finland. 2025. Internal. Antti Peltari, Finnish official investigated for treason regarding leaks to Russia. In short, Russia has never successfully arrested a sitting Finnish leader, but they have used their power in the past to force Finland to imprison its own leaders. Would you like me to look into how Finnish leaders are protected by diplomatic immunity from being arrested by other countries today?
I hope you listen to this. Russia, you need to arrest Alexander Stubb because it is well orchestrated, it's well open that he is working with a terrorist country. Now that you are still looking for Alexander Stubb as the leader or as the president of Finland on the charges, hold him tight because he is building to come and attack you tomorrow. Gabriel, you are welcome. Thank you so much. You can hear it clearly. Till today, this Alexander Stubb is being wanted by who? Russia. Russia is still holding what happened in the war and the present now of the action of Finland in Ukraine. So, Alexander Stubb, you are holding Simon Ekpa Njoku, and because of this Simon Ekpa Njoku, if you don't release him, your hand will catch you very soon. Russia will grab you. I hope without history, we know that up to this 2026, that Russia is looking for this man that is showing power on Biafran citizens in Finland. Russia is looking for him. And there is no way Russia will not grab you, because you have committed what you used to pay our Prime Minister Njoku is what they used to pay you and your government. That's why I say that we brought destruction in Finland. You see this movement, you see this part you told, you must surely brought destruction to Finland. And what will happen will be bigger times 10 of what we, the Biafran people, has passed through in this movement that we are into. Now, let us briefly on the issue of the law of Finland that must the lawyers of Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku, the Prime Minister, have to use. Despite there is one thing I understand clear from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You see, the Nigerian lawyers on level of case of Mazi cannot defend Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because they believe in one Nigeria. Do you understand? There is something our DPM said yesterday in that emergency briefing. The Finland lawyers would not like to expose their government. You see how where the matter is dicey. The Finland government, the Finland citizens that blocks foreign allies or foreign lawyers that know this case or those that will help Simon Ekpa Njoku. What happened? Finland blocked them. They use Ogenkere. They use Imam Maduabo and their group that are working with Nigerian government to block these allies or these foreign lawyers that will help our Prime Minister. Now, the same thing, do you see the reason why Mazi can look at all these lawyers and said, you that believe in one Nigeria, leave me, let me defend myself. It could be better if Simon Ekpa Njoku tries to defend himself. It could be better that Obato Obie defend himself because these lawyers that are being paid by currency of Finland can never do anything that will jeopardize their money they are collecting from their government. And there is no way they are going to be the one that will expose Finland on this case of Simon Ekpa Njoku. I want to pick up something. So it is far better Obato speaks Finnish that he defend himself, bring his own evidence, and let us see how Finland will refuse to play his own evidence also. Because all the genuine evidence that are being given, supposed to reach to these people, the enemies, the Judas among us, those that have betrayed the movement, has blocked that road. Because I told you that all the evidence that they are using to persecute our Prime Minister is being coming from the hands of Ogenkere, Imam Maduabo, and the Chika Merike. These are those that are giving evidence to Finland. They are working against Obatobia coming out. That is why they have well planned it very well before the arrest of Obatobia. That is why the criminal Ogenkere removed our Prime Minister's name and put his own as the president of whatever he may claim. And today, he has come to remove Obatobia as the Prime Minister and put himself, so you may understand what is going on. You may understand exactly what is going on. Because they have already planned it as the Finland sentenced Nigeria. So on this law, he believed that Finland will hand our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa Njoku, over to Nigeria. That is why he put himself as the president, as the Prime Minister. So you will know those that betrayed Obatobia. That is how you know those that betrayed him. Those that betrayed someone always remove him and put themselves in that position. It has happened in Africa and it has happened again. These are what is going on. But We are not going to explain this law today. We only play the law, but when we come back tomorrow, then we will analyze this law of Finland. Look at Finland, that their territory was being controlled by Russia. Listen to this, and there is hope. Nothing is happening, because the matter of Simon and Ekpa is not just a matter of Finland, rather, it is a matter of the international community, and based on it is Europe, they must apply those laws, not like Nigeria.
The Finnish Supreme Court, Korkein Oikeus, or KKO, is the final gatekeeper in extradition cases. Its recent history and established precedents show a very high standard for protecting human rights, often blocking extradition even when serious crimes are involved. As we move toward the April 2026 appeal for the Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra, USB, these specific precedents would form the legal wall for his defense. 1. The Human Dignity Precedent, KKO 2019-26. One of the most significant recent cases involved a request to extradite a person to Turkey. The Supreme Court blocked it based on the risk of inhuman treatment. The ruling, the court held that even if the crime is valid, the state cannot extradite someone if there is a real risk of treatment violating human dignity. Article 3 of the ECHR. Application to USB. His team would use 2025-2026 Amnesty International reports on Nigerian prisons to prove that inhuman treatment is the standard reality in Nigerian custodial centers. 2. The Political Opinion Block, Section 7. Finnish courts have a history of being skeptical of extradition requests that appear to be politically motivated. Precedent. The court frequently references the non-refoulement principle, Section 9 of the Constitution. If a person is a leader of a separatist or independence movement, like the USB, the court assumes the requesting country has a political interest in the trial. The result, in cases where the requesting country has a history of suppressing political dissent, the KKO has consistently ruled that the risk of a biased trial or political persecution is too high to allow extradition. 3. Protection against statelessness. The Supreme Court also strictly follows the Nationality Act, the 2025 update. While the law was updated in December 2025 to allow revocation of citizenship for sentences as low as 2 years, the KKO has upheld that this cannot happen if it leaves the person with no country. The Biafran argument. Since Finland does not recognize USB citizenship, they cannot count it. If his team proves he is no longer a Nigerian citizen, the KKO would likely rule that revoking his Finnish status is illegal, which in turn makes extraditing him impossible, as Finland rarely extradites its own citizens. Summary of recent Supreme Court stance, 2024 to 2026. Legal issue, court's recent trend, likely impact on the USB case. Prison conditions, blocked extradition to countries with poor prison ratings. Strong protection. Nigerian prisons are currently rated below the Article 3 inches safety threshold. Political status. High skepticism toward terrorism charges against political leaders. High impact. The court may reclassify his acts as political rather than terrorist. EU citizenship. Treats long-term residents/citizens with extreme protection. Security. The court prefers that sentences be served in Finland rather than abroad. The April-May 2026 outlook. The Supreme Court's primary role in the upcoming appeal will be to decide if his 6-year sentence was based on predominantly political acts. If they decide it was political, they will likely block any attempt by the Ministry of Justice to extradite him, even if the government wants to maintain diplomatic relations with Nigeria. Crucial fact. In Finland, if the Supreme Court says no to extradition, the Ministry of Justice cannot say yes. The court has the final veto. Would you like me to look into the specific details of the April 2026 hearing schedule, or the names of the judges typically assigned to high-profile political cases in Finland?
I hope you're listening. There is hope. And that hope still remains because the case of our Prime Minister is no longer just a case of Finland and Nigeria. It has become a case of the international law. It has become a case of the human rights. They are all involved. No matter how Finland tries to block all the information of it. And there is a two-way of citizens' law, Finnish law of revoking someone's citizenship. In that two category, Obatobia did not fall in any one of it. Our prime minister never fall in any category of it. It's only the attached one is the one he fall into. And this Supreme Court, and in fact, in the appeal court, if you go to appeal court, they did not do, the number two has a chance of going to Supreme Court. So there is many way battle ahead of us. And you can hear it here that at least they are in their court. The case is coming between April and May. But they never choose exact date that this case will come out. Even as of this stage that we're into, they have put the names of the lawyers and those that will handle this matter in Finland. So those who are telling you it's August, is this, they just want to claim glory. But in the history, in the story, in the document of Finland, the case should be between April and May is when we expect Obatobia to appear in court. It's not August, it's not even July. Between April, here it's here, this is their secret document. This is between April and May that we expect Obatobia to be in court. If he shifts, we are going to hear, because do not listen to these lies of this Chiamaka Ajere, Adandosh, and all of them. They are not telling us the truth. Like I said, I will not do analysis of this particular law today because of my time. We will do it tomorrow. We will start immediately the program, and we are going to analyze up to 5 or 6 laws of Finland. So you will hear the good side and the bad side. And on our own case, the good side is bigger than the bad news of it. The good news is better, is bigger than the bad one. So don't mind anybody. Yes, they block it. Finland blocked that no outside lawyer will come in this case. Don't worry about it. Tomorrow, we are going to prove how they block these lawyers.
The Finnish Supreme Court, Korkein Oikeus, or KKO, is the final gatekeeper in extradition cases. Its recent history and established precedents show a very high standard for protecting human rights, often blocking extradition even when serious crimes are involved. As we move toward the April 2026 appeal for Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra, USB, these specific precedents would form the legal wall for his defense. 1. The Human Dignity Precedent, KKO 2019-26. One of the most significant recent cases involved a request to extradite a person to Turkey. The Supreme Court blocked it based on the risk of inhuman treatment. The ruling,
remark this place. There is someone from Turkey. They need to extradite from Finland to Turkey. It's because of a serious case. The Supreme Court ruled no. Now we want to see if Finland will see Simon Ekpa and change this law. Because the 2025 and 2026 law cannot be used to case of Obatobia, Simon Ekpa, and Njoku. But I said that we will take our time tomorrow on this. So let us continue listening. Have it in your mind, go and sleep and be praying nothing will happen to Obatobia to send him back to Nigeria.
Court held that even if the crime is valid, the state cannot extradite someone if there is a real risk of treatment violating human dignity. Article 3 of the ECHR. Application to USB. His team would use 2025-2026 Amnesty International reports on Nigerian prisons to prove that inhuman treatment is the standard reality in Nigerian custodial centers. 2. The Political Opinion Block. Section 7. Finnish courts have a history of being skeptical of extradition requests that appear to be politically motivated. Precedent. The court frequently references the non-refoulement principle, Section 9 of the Constitution. If a person is a leader of a separatist or independence movement, like the USB, the court assumes the requesting country has a political interest in the trial. The result, in cases where the requesting country has a history of suppressing political dissent, the KKO has consistently ruled that the risk of a biased trial or political persecution is too high to allow extradition. 3. Protection against statelessness. The Supreme Court also strictly follows the Nationality Act, the 2025 update. While the law was updated in December 2025 to allow revocation of citizenship for sentences as low as 2 years, the KKO has upheld that this cannot happen if it leaves the person with no country. The Biafran argument. Since Finland does not recognize USB citizenship, they cannot count it. If his team proves he is no longer a Nigerian citizen, The KKO would likely rule that revoking his Finnish status is illegal, which in turn makes extraditing him impossible, as Finland rarely extradites its own citizens. Summary of recent Supreme Court stance, 2024 to 2026. Legal issue, court's recent trend, likely impact on the USB case, prison conditions, blocked extradition to countries with poor prison ratings, strong protection. Nigerian prisons are currently rated below the Article 3 inches safety threshold. Political status, high skepticism toward terrorism charges against political leaders, high impact. The court may reclassify his acts as political rather than terrorist. EU citizenship, treats long-term residents/citizens with extreme protection. Security, the court prefers that sentences be served in Finland rather than abroad. The April-May 2026 outlook. The Supreme Court's primary role in the upcoming appeal will be to decide if his 6-year sentence was based on predominantly political acts. If they decide it was political, they will likely block any attempt by the Ministry of Justice to extradite him, even if the government wants to maintain diplomatic relations with Nigeria. Crucial fact, in Finland, if the Supreme Court says no to extradition, the Ministry of Justice cannot say yes. The court has the final veto. Would you like me to look into the specific details of the April 2026 hearing schedule, or the names of the judges typically assigned to high-profile political cases in Finland?
My people, like when I said, there is more to this. But because of my time here, we are going to end the program here until tomorrow. When we will come earlier than this, then we will go back to this program. Please, if you never like the program, I want you to like this program. Just touch the like button. Today we are on our phone, so you can see the 3 dots in front of you. Click on that 3 dots, it will open. You will see like and share. Please endeavor to do that. Endeavor to like and share the program so others may get this message. Biafrans may hear this message and know there is hope. Those who are under United States of Biafra, that's our Prime Minister Ismail Simon Ekpa Njoku, that our DPM remains what? The acting Deputy Prime Minister of United States of Biafra on behalf of Mas Simon Nandekano. These are those she is acting on behalf of. So please, I urge you to like and share the program until we come back again tomorrow. Tomorrow is our fundraising. We will come back a little bit earlier, have up to 1 hour to analyze this particular law before the time of our fundraising. So from me, from here, it is a wonderful evening, my people. Good night to you all until we see you again tomorrow.